Welcome, I'm Tom Laux, your host for Community Connections, highlighting the activities, people, conversations, and events that matter most to you in Southwood County. On today's program, we'll hear an important message from Wisconsin Rapids City Clerk Shane Blazer. We'll talk about a monitoring system used by the Wood County Sheriff's Department. We'll get to know someone a bit better right here in our community. We're going to also take an on-location tour and discuss the Disaster Volunteer Reception Center at the Wood County Emergency Management Center. We're going to also celebrate Wisconsin Rapids as our city at work, and we're going to learn about a special dance that's happening in the month of May right in Nakusa. We'll also provide you with highlights of upcoming programs airing on RCCA, and we also have an ongoing feature of Community Connections is our Ask the Clerk segment, which we ask about various facets of city operations. And today's question is the clerk elected, and what is the main role of a clerk?
A commonly asked question is, what does the city clerk do? There are numerous responsibilities to the clerk's office. Some of the most important include elections, general licensings, and the Common Council. We assist citizens with the paperwork to become a candidate on the ballot, set up the polling location, work with the vendors to program the election equipment, order ballots, hire and train poll workers. Throughout the year, we license beverage operators and the liquor and beer licenses for all the businesses where it is sold and consumed. We also are responsible for preparing and distributing agendas for the Common Council meetings and other various committees.
Hi, we're at the Wood County Courthouse here, and we're going to step inside to the Emergency Management Office, and we're going to talk with Sarah Christensen and Angie Laux of the United Way of Inner Wisconsin about a new program they have called the Volunteer Reception Center. So why don't we go inside, talk with them, and see what it's about.
In Southwood County, a Disaster Volunteer Reception Center, or a VRC, is a partnership between United Way of Inner Wisconsin's Volunteer Center and Wood County Emergency Management. Similar partnership is happening in Northwood County as well. What it is whenever there's a disaster, there's a number of spontaneous volunteers that come out to assist. And while that is absolutely fabulous, that can be kind of overwhelming for local emergency services and others who are trying to focus on the disaster at hand. So what we've done is we've went through a training and we learned how to create this disaster VRC. And it is a place where volunteers, spontaneous volunteers, will be going whenever there's a disaster. They will be registered and they will be filling out applications, and they're screened and they're interviewed, oriented, and assigned a volunteer opportunity for that disaster. A disaster VRC is staffed by volunteers, so we're looking for volunteers to help out with the VRC. We have already been trained, and we do undergo exercises throughout the year as well. We just had our most recent exercise on March 14th, 2013.
The VRC is important for organizational purposes. Imagine a disaster happening and hundreds of people showing up, and your local fire department and police department have to deal with them in addition to dealing with the emergency. This is just a way for those volunteers to be registered, kept track of, so we don't lose anybody out there, so nobody gets left behind when they're doing the cleanup. In a way just for the office to be able to fit people with the opportunity that they would be best suited for. If we have contractors or handymen, we could put them in more of a rebuilding or more of a skilled labor, as opposed to someone who's just there, doesn't have any experience doing anything like that. They can do, it's easier to fit them to a job. The training on November 13th was held to orient people who will be volunteering in the Volunteer Reception Center as to what the duties are, what's expected, what needs to be done, how to register people, how to ask questions in interviews, how to do a safety training, how to organize the jobs that are needed to be done in a fashion that 30 people need to go here and 10 people need to go here and 4 people need to go there. We're ready to implement. It'll be a huge tool for our department, being able to have others help with the registering of spontaneous volunteers and getting them where they need to be. I think it'll really help with cleanup efforts and recovery. When the tornado siren goes off, we're not going to call you to come in. We're going to wait until the event is over and assess the cleanup needs, the recovery needs, and go from there. Open the center not too long after it happens. Make sure we start getting people on the path to recovery as soon as possible. If we have a tornado touchdown in Nakusa, we're going to set up close to the tornado touchdown in Nakusa. If we have flooding of the downtown area, we'll probably open the center in the Wood County Courthouse auditorium, but it's completely dependent upon where the event occurs.
And I think it's important to note as well that we do not mobilize or do anything without the say-so from emergency management. We do not mobilize until they ask us to. We do not go. I mean, they determine where we are set up. They determine what the, whether we do background checks on specific volunteer opportunities, et cetera. We really take all our orders from emergency management.
The information as to where it'll be located will be broadcast in print media, through Nixle, through broadcast media, on the radio.
United Ways 211.
Yep, United Ways 211. Don't go anywhere until you see the number to call or where you should be going.
Hello, this is Kelly Zentz, here to talk to you about Wood County's outdoor warning sirens. Wood County utilizes city-owned and maintained sirens to not only alert you to severe weather conditions, but also the possibility of hazardous chemical spills, local flooding, or a national emergency that may require you to evacuate your home or take shelter. Air conditioning, thunder, wind, rain, and other conditions can cause the sirens not to be heard indoors or even outdoors, even if you could hear them during the test. And sirens provide no information on the type of threat or the exact location of potential danger. So what should you do when you hear the sirens? Find out if severe weather is upon you or about to be by tuning into broadcast media such as local radio stations or television stations. But the best way is to invest in a weather radio with NOAA alert capabilities. Remember, time is everything, and any delay in finding out why the outdoor warning sirens are sounding could put you in danger. This is Kelly Zentz, here to remind you to take Wood County's outdoor warning sirens seriously. We do.
Welcome back. In the studio, I have Thomas Reichert, the sheriff for Wood County, and we're going to talk about a few of these devices that we have on this table here. And I'm going to turn it right over to Thomas here. He hasn't been here in the studio here for a couple months. We redid the studio, but we brought him back in. We're going to talk about these monitoring devices here. So I'm going to turn it over to you, and we can tell the public what these are about.
Certainly. Well, what we have here are two monitoring devices that we use in our electronic monitor program that we run at the Wood County Jail. One of these, this larger black one, is a GPS monitor. And what that monitor does is we affix it to an inmate or a client's lower leg above their ankle, and that monitors their location at any given moment. It tracks them throughout their travels. It lets us know basically their whereabouts for 24/7. Where they would be. The second gray device is an alcohol monitor called a Scram. And what we do is we put that on the opposite leg that we put the GPS monitor on. This alcohol sensor tells us if the person that's wearing it has consumed any alcohol. What we have found is that the real reason that people fail programs such as an electronic monitor program is the fact that they give in to their temptations to drink or to use drugs. This certainly addresses the drinking part of it. We'll know if the person has consumed anything, taken any sort of alcohol into their system. The drug side of it, we subject the people that are on our monitoring program to random drug tests, which again, we are able to monitor whether or not those outside issues are interfering at all with their monitoring.
Now, who can be on these devices?
We're very, very particular in the people that we have. Recently, there was an article in the Tribune that talked about a program that the state of Wisconsin runs where people that are convicted of sexual assault and sexual offenses are on electronic monitor. They would never get an electronic monitor in Wood County. What we use these for is more for individuals that have been involved in OWI cases, minor theft cases, issuing of worthless checks. we exclude anyone that has done anything violent, any sort of assaultive behavior, any sort of behavior such as sexual assault of children, obviously not anyone involved in any sort of homicide or those type of things. We really have the most or the least likely offenders, people that are likely to reoffend on this program. And it's kind of neat. We do that in a couple different ways. We also, in addition to checking their record and seeing what they've done in the past, we also make them do a statistical analysis which tells us whether or not they're likely to reoffend while they're on this program or not. And if they don't pass that statistical analysis, again, they're turned down for the program.
Now, if we didn't have these devices, would they be in jail?
They would be. Which is the basis of how I figure out how these financially serve our operation. If we had to house all of these inmates in a conventional manner, they would more likely than not be housed in our overflow jail in Wapaka, manned by the Wapaka County Sheriff's Department. We figured out that by using these devices, we saved Wood County over $525,000
Wow.
for fiscal year 2012. That's wildly beyond anything that I ever guessed we would be able to do when I first instituted this back in 2007. It's been a great program for us. There have been so many people have been behind this, the county board members, the judges, the other arms of the criminal justice system. They've all been very, very supportive. We have had tremendous experience with it, and it's really prolonging or extending the life of our current jail facility. I'm guessing somewhere in the neighborhood of a generation, which I would equate to somewhere between 15 and 20 years.
Wow. Now, if someone was to tamper with this or break it, what would happen?
Well, it's very neat. On the inside of this, you can on the inside of this band, you can see that there are some small metal wire type things. If these are cut or broken in some way, that automatically will send a response to the monitoring site saying that the device has been tampered with. In terms of this alcohol monitor, what typically would happen with this, again, if this is broken, if this seal is broken, we would also be aware. Or if the individual that is wearing this would try to slide like a piece of plastic, perhaps, in between their skin and the sensor, that also will detect that. These are incredibly high-tech devices. They have worked just very, very well for us, and I'm very pleased with the results that technology has afforded us. I was a little leery on getting involved in this at first when we first did this, because I really wanted the technology to be perfected before we did it. I didn't want Wood County to kind of be the guinea pig of the whole electronic monitor world, and we hesitated for a couple of years. We went into it, we researched it very, very carefully, and once we felt that the technology was to a level that the people of Wood County would be safe, we would enhance the security of our jail by using these, then we entered into it, and we've had very good results since.
Oh, great. Well, thank you, Thomas, for bringing this by. I think a lot of people find this very interesting, and it does save the jail a lot of money.
Well, I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to talk about this. This is something that I think is just great for our community and great for the taxpayer and great for the Sheriff's Department.
All right. Well, thanks again. All righty. And please come back after this short message. Please tune in to River City's Community Access throughout the month for a variety of original programming produced by our staff and by local volunteers. Our programs include staff coverage of Wood County Board Chairman Lance Plimmel and our Mayor Vruink at local radio station WFHR. City of Wisconsin Rapids Committee and Common Council meetings are covered, Wood County Board meetings and local school board meetings. The Encourage Community Foundation, a monthly news magazine called Are You In? Local high school sports are also brought to you by local volunteers and other local community events in South Wood County. Also check your local newspapers and our website at wrpeg.org for air dates and times.
Hi, we're from 174 from Nakusa, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Community Connections. We're here out in Nakusa at the Nakusa Community Center here, and I'm sitting here with Linda Sorensen, and we're going to talk about a special dance that's going to happen here in May. So I'm going to turn it over to Linda, and she's going to tell you guys all about it.
Well, it's called the Spring Fling. It's like a semi-formal dance. It'll be Saturday the 18th from 7:30 to 11. Bring your husband or wife or your significant other. We'd love to see you out here. The cost is $30 a couple, $15 for singles. We will have a king and queen crown from the people that have come into the dance, so it'll be random from the disc jockey. He will do it, and usually we have some gifts to give away. So it's really a good time, so please come out and enjoy the dance.
Well, this dance has been going on for only 1 year.
Yep.
This is going to be the second year for the dance. And you raised a certain amount of money last year, and it went to Nakusa.
And that was $798, I believe, with a lot of proceeds coming from the community. They were really grateful on giving us money and food and pop and beer. I do have to say you have to be 21, though, to come because of the alcohol here.
Well, we have this beautiful facility
Yes.
here. Does some of that money come back here?
It stays right into this building, and they use it for whatever. I know that they're still paying off on this big loan they had. So I and myself and Marcia thought this was a good way to raise some money and have this fun at the same time.
Well, if people want to come, they can purchase tickets. Where can they go?
They can purchase them at Beaver's Dime Store in Nakusa, and then we'll have them at the door.
Okay, so people could come that day.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay, so if they didn't have a chance to register, why not just come on down?
Just come on down. Yeah.
Maybe wear something that you want that will go
Yes.
with
Yes.
with
It's
the
usually
day.
purple and white colors here because that's when I graduated from high school in 1965. We were purple and white colors then. So we kind of stick with our era since we're old.
Well, you're talking about a king and queen. How did that go last
Oh,
year?
it was fun. It was really fun, and I had got the crowns, and they each had their own crown. And we had put their names in the baskets, and then the disc jockey pulled out a king and a queen, and yeah, it was fun. And they had their dance. I would like to say one thing. While we were here, a young couple got engaged.
Oh, neat.
Yes, that was awesome, and the disc jockey played a special song for them. So I'm hoping they will come back and let us know if they got married yet.
All right.
That would be nice.
Well, May 18th on a Saturday, 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 or 11 o'clock
11
at night, and a lot of room in here.
Oh,
Anyway,
yes. Yeah, a lot of room for dancing and talking and just
you can
doing everything,
Right.
yeah.
So the doors are open probably a little bit early.
Well,
They can come
by
in
7 they'll
by
be
7.
open, yes.
And again, hors d'oeuvres, and you got this place right behind us.
Yep.
This beautiful kitchen
I
area.
know,
I'm sure
it's-
there are hors d'oeuvres, you name it. So you
Yes.
can't really go wrong. So they can contact you as well. Is that
Yes,
right?
oh, definitely.
So they can give your phone number, call 325-5701, or they can call Marcia Cum, helping you with this as
Right.
well, 886-3940.
Right.
So anything else that you want to talk about?
No, just please come and have fun.
All
Just,
right.
I don't, it's just, I'll be the one having the most fun.
All right. Well, thanks, Linda.
Thank
for sharing
you for letting me be on.
Hi, I'm Phil Hartley, husband to wonderful wife Ann and father to two beautiful daughters Rebecca and Maria Hartley. I'm a native maniac, having moved to the Wisconsin Rapids area a little over 20 years ago now. I love it here. I took my current position at the Heart of Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce a little over a year ago. My role here is to try to help the community by giving resources to new and existing businesses to help them grow and create more jobs and revenue for our community. I'm an avid sports fan, especially baseball and softball. I love music, always have a passion for it, including having my own radio show on the local radio stations here in Wisconsin Rapids. I also love the theater and have been in several Wisconsin Rapids community theater events and try to support them as well. Firm believer in this community. I don't do well sitting on the sidelines. I love to be involved. I believe that this is a great place to live, and it can only get better with the more people that get involved and become leaders. So get out there and do something and help our community.
Up next, we're going to go see our Wisconsin Rapids City employees at work. We're going to go visit them at the city garage, and then we're going to go take a look at the sign shop and see what that's all about. So come on along. We're getting a peek at what it takes to keep the machinery maintained so the city crews can make sure visitors and residents have safe travels within the city. The city crew works daily on several projects throughout the city, like plowing and cutting grass, but when the area receives inclement weather, the crew has to keep the roads maintained no matter what time of day it is. The police department helps out with that by getting immediate attention to them. You may not know the City of Wisconsin Rapids also has a sign shop. The two-person crew stays busy making sure the markings are painted on the streets, like school zone areas and crosswalks throughout the area. They also make all the stop signs and street signs within the city, plus other signs through city contracts. Next month, we'll hopefully go visit the parks if the weather is nice. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Community Connections, our monthly news magazine that highlights the activities, people, and conversations that matter most to you right here in Southwood County. We thank our Wisconsin Rapids cable subscribers on Solaris Channel 3 and Charter 985 and 96 for supporting River City's community access. If you wanted to be a guest on this show, contact me at tlaux@wirapids.org or pick up the phone and give us a call, 423-0441, and ask for me. And you can see the show anytime. Just log on to wrpeg.org and just click on the on-demand section. And while visiting our website, you'll always find a weekly schedule of programs, a Facebook link, along with updated meetings, and a lot more. Remember, our goal here at the station is to provide a medium of information and promotion serving the Wisconsin Rapids community.